I'll bring some trays here. Shout out to the Creative Gang. We in the house, man. It's your boy Kosmon, Cal, man. Just left the so-called hot seat, which was lukewarm at best. It wasn't even, it was actually freezing cold. You know what I mean? We got freezer burn, not heat burn. You know, it's a shame. You know, you invite people on your channel, you know what I mean? And you want to see their point of view. And you ask some questions, and then they try the old debate tactic to layer question over question over question over question over question before you can even put a link in the chat. Anybody want to come in? You dig what I'm talking about? Build on it real quick. Come holler at your boy Kosmon, and you dig what I'm talking about. Just so y'all know, you dig what I'm talking about. You know what it is. You dig what I'm talking about. Come to balance all balances and check all checks, because you know what happens next when you see that butterfly vortex. You dig what I'm talking about. Now, the crazy part is they thought we didn't have answers. And we got answers for everything. You dig what I'm talking about? So you dig what I'm saying? It was light. It was light. You know. Did y'all notice that JJ snitched on JJ straight up snitched that he ratted on Quinal. Man, you told me to come over here and turn it up. That's why you keep letting him come over here and Malachi Maccabee and let me get the guard up in there, man. Let me get
the gang in the building, baby. Man, what's the word? Nah. Hey, they not finna talk at us, bro.
No, not at all.
Nah. You ain't finna get that off.
No, never. You dig what I'm talking about? That's why you dig what I'm saying. You gotta come how you come. You know what I mean? And we show evidence for everything.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm talking about? The crazy part, did you see JJ 7000 snitch on Quinoff?
What'd he do? No, I ain't see that. What'd he do?
He said, hey man, you called me and told me to come over here and turn up.
Yeah, I seen that. I said, oh, okay. Oh, y'all in cahoots around here.
Yeah. You trying to claim that your God ain't the author of confusion, but you are. So you the
Hey, he couldn't handle that when he read that Psalms, and I was like, shit. But Cyrus wasn't no Israelite. He was called the Messiah, nigga.
Find out. You dig what I'm talking about? Yeah, that stupid ass look. You dig what I'm talking about? That's lookership. You know what I mean? They're being biased because of skin color. You can't even prove what a thing is by what color it is.
Man, that is that. But look, it proves the low hanging fruit and the spiritual grade. See, I was telling and Quinoff know this. Shout out to Quinoff, man. He know this. You know what I mean? Like, look, we ain't got no problem handling no questions, but y'all not finna throw 10 of them at us at one time.
Yeah, that's an old debate tactic.
Give us one question, stop interrupting us, and let us go to what we go to and answer, and then you give us the next question. Bro, we started with Bible first, didn't we?
Right.
We went right to Genesis 32.
They were sick about that Christ is the false God. I showed them who that nigga on that nag was.
Boy, I seen that. I say good night, boy. Good night. And you got to come to the realization that Apostle said that was Christ Jacob was wrestling with. Damn, Jacob whooped his ass then.
Put hands and feet on Jesus.
So then Naphtali get on there and say, Apostle, that wasn't Christ. You know, that may have been Michael or something. Well, I agree with you. I say, boy, look at you. You know what I mean? You don't know if you coming or going. See, that was a whole tactic to keep talking over us and loading the question. So that's why I had to come with the energy I came with, bro. Like, nah, y'all sit your ass down somewhere. You ain't finna keep talking at us. You're not. We ain't finna let you talk at us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shalom, salute to the God.
What up, bro?
Gang.
Your mic sound a little muffled, bro.
My mic still sound muffled?
Yeah, you sound muffled. You sounded muffled the whole time, bro.
The whole show.
Let me see if I can get there and fix that.
That's better right there.
Yeah. That's crazy. I was over there cooking too.
Yeah.
No, we heard you, but it was muffled.
Yeah, it was muffled.
Yeah, that was probably my damn mic, yo.
Yeah,
all good. What y'all think though, man? What's good?
Hey, listen, the thing is, what I like is we had an answer for every question out of the text.
Yeah.
They can't get beyond God being an angel when right in their text, God is equated with angels in the Strong's Concordance.
Mm-hmm. And look, JJ bombed himself. Remember, he said, Lord, or our God, Lord is not a man. You know what I mean? Exodus 15:3. And he said, what's the Hebrew word for man? Selah said ish. The Hebrew word for Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. The Hebrew word for man there is ish. The very word that Selah said was the word for man. So it does say your Lord is a man.
Yeah, he cut
a man of war.
And Daryl brought it out that the Creator is against war.
Mm-hmm.
Judgment. Book of Judgment. Oh, wait, that's that ether. I'm blowing on some ether, y'all. Y'all got to excuse me. You dig what I'm talking about? He brought that out in Book of Judgment 9, 32, excuse me, and 12. You dig what I'm talking about?
He did.
Let's get to it real quick. That's the Book of Discipline.
And look, we were showing the whole time though. That's the crazy part. We were showing like the whole purpose for going to Genesis 32 at first is to show that God, man, and angel, backing it up with Hosea the 12th chapter, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? God is just an immortal man.
Dang, where'd Selah go?
He may have dropped off.
Hit the link back, cuz.
You know what I mean? So we showed that with Bible first. You know what I mean? And Owaspi is the decoder. It came and cleared it up. Then we go to the book of discipline, right? God reveals who he is. I am your brother. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we had an answer for everything.
Let me see. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Because their whole idea is that the creator engages in war, period. Right? Daryl brought it out right here. Book of Judgment 32:12. Book of Judgment 32:12. Judgment is rendered against all nation. That includes the Israelites in the world who engage in war, thus bringing these afflictions upon the angels of heaven. What afflictions? What? These afflictions. Right here. Let's go back a little bit. Right? Right here. Let's go back to 9. Now, other judgment is rendered against all nations and peoples on the earth for this great darkness, these earthly deaths. And because these angels are thus bound to mortals and cannot go away from them until such time as mortals die, mortals are responsible and bound to train them by examples of righteousness and good works, or how to rise up. Now, other than these angels, there are those who are slain in war. Just like in the book of Samuel 15:3, where it told you to slay men, women, children, infants. Right? Showing that it's in opposition to what the creator has to say. Now, other than these angels, there are those who are slain in war, whose minds are in chaos, who, dying in the heat of passion, fear and anger, become wild and bound on the battlefields, or perhaps stroll away into deserted houses and castles and are lost and bewildered and unapproachable. So when it says judgment is rendered against all nations and peoples in the world who engage in war, thus bringing these afflictions upon the heavens, on the angels of heaven, those are the afflictions, because the angels, or the people, the men that your God is commanding you to kill, die and are birthed in the spirit into chaos. That is the affliction put upon the angels of heaven. Right? So judgment is rendered against every nation and all people in the world who carry on in war or are accessory to war, in which any man alive. Let me blow this up just a little bit more. Whoa, what happened? It just switched up. Hold on. Let me get back to where I was at. What's that? Man, the whole screen just jumped. My bad. Okay. Shoot, let me go back down. Chapter 32. Right here. Chapter 32, Book of Judgment. God judges against war. So anytime any being whatsoever, hold on, Selah, boom, yo, boom. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? So anytime any being whatsoever tells you to war, question, test the spirit. If it tells you to kill, to do anything that you know is negative or dark, question it. Always. You dig what I'm talking about? Question it, because God has already judged against war. Right? Judgment is rendered against all nations and people in the world who engage in war. But wait a minute. You told me to go kill the Amalekites. It's a contradiction. After you told me, thou shalt not kill. Judgment is rendered against every nation and all the people in the world who carry on war or who are accessory to war, in which any man, black, white, purple, blue, created alive by the Creator, is slain in defense of any king or other ruler or president, or in the defense of any country. So that throws your patriotism right out the window. Or for any government in the world. You can't justify going over to third world countries and wiping them out, because they, in a sense, didn't go along with what you believed was the best way to move in this world. And whether any war is offensive or defensive, my judgment is against its aiders and abettors, and against the kings and queens or other rulers who are parties to war, willingly, knowingly, or otherwise. Y'all need to look up a word called untacit. Untacit. All right? And then acquiescence. Untacit acquiescence is an acquiescence to a thing you don't even know that you just okayed. You ever wondered how CPS takes children from their family? Huh? Untacit acquiescence. In their speech, they okay a term to separate their parental rights. And at that point, the people can take the baby from you. Y'all don't even know what's going on. You can be co-signing some bullshit and not know it. And I judge him guilty. Who is the general, the commodore, the captain, the sergeant, the private, Mr. Pope, FBI, CIA. Everybody. I judge them all guilty that engages in war or takes part in it, aiding or abetting. So yeah, you may not have went out there and sniped a nigga on the down there in Afghanistan and actually was the one pulling the trigger, but you may be in the kitchen. You may have been in the quartermaster. You abetted, you aided. You gave them the proper things that they needed to go out and kill men. Oh yeah, you got judgment too. Don't think you get away from it. Well, ain't it good to know that you ain't gonna go to hell forever? At least by the understanding of Owaspi, you ain't gonna go to hell forever. And there is a redemptive process to get you up out of this. Your biblical God tell you are going to burn forever. Jaja tell the gangster, we got something for you over here. The organizer, the inspirer of men, we got a spot for you. We understand the gangbanger. We understand that spirit. You ever thought about why these young men can go out and kill each other? No qualms. Right? And yet they say they protecting their hood, they protecting their people, they doing all this. Could they be warriors without a purpose? If you give what's the difference between the police and the Crips? What they're actually doing. They're both brotherhoods. They're both, in a sense, gangs. The only difference is how they're perceived by their actions. This is why they had to get the heads of the gangs and the leaders of the early hip hop out of the way. They jailed them, they doped them up, they killed them, flooded the hoods with drugs to lead a good God, not even a God-led, a creator-led movement. Hip hop is knowledge in motion. It's ever changing, ceaseless. It is the essence of our culture. It is our culture itself. And this is why it dominates the world. Didn't it say that our book is a power? Look for the people who stand by the creator. Look for them. Ain't nobody else talking creator. This is what Yeshua was talking about. This is why they killed him. This is what Moses was talking about. This is why they hated him. This is what Abram was talking about. This is why they feared him. They wasn't talking God. They was talking the Great Spirit. They was always getting into these laws, statutes, and commandments that they keep talking about. Didn't you know that the true law, statutes, and commandments are oral? They were never written down. And they were only given to a people who wanted to be Israelites. Some wannabes, some hangers-on. Don't y'all practice the Levitican doctrine? Ain't that part of your 613 statutes, laws, and commandments? First of all, y'all don't even know what a... Let's get this out. Let's get this out the way. If I ask you what a Levitican is and you get to talking about, oh, priesthood or Aaron ass nigga, you don't know what the hell you talking about. You're not the people of the Bible. I agree with you, you are Israel. But the people of that Bible ain't Israel. Think of the absurdity. The absurdity, right? That the Creator would give Israelites a book to teach them how to be Israelites. Nigga, we was doing so good, you got us out of bondage. Now we need a book? No, the book is who we say it's for. The Levitican. Holy. But you don't know what a Levitican is. Let's find out what a Levitican is. Let's break it down, Kosmonian. And in not many days, Moshe, he wrote the Levitican laws, right? So he ain't write no laws for the Israelites. He wrote them for the Leviticans. Well, what is a Levitican? Right? Moses wrote the Levitican laws. Why? Because the inner temple of the Creator was in spoken words only. Look at that. Spoken word only. But the outer temple was written. so that it was said, the Hebrews have two laws, one which no man knows, and one for those who are not eligible by faith. Huh? So it's one guy, the Israelite, born with the right to enter the outer temple. This is why you needed a priesthood, because you wasn't Israelites. This is why you needed a book, because you was just trying. You a levitican. You a wannabe, a hanger-on. Let's find out what levitican is, right? They said the Hebrews have two laws, one which no other man knows, and one for those who are not eligible by faith, being those who are called Leviticans. That's somebody who's not eligible by faith, right? That's a Levitican, but not Leviticans in fact, but hangers on, where y'all come from, who had followed the Israelites out of Egypt, and who for the most part had no God, little judgment, and no learning. This is why you needed a book. It's two different people. The Jews are of the Leviticans. The Israelites are something different. Because the inner temple was in spoken words only. So after hundreds of years of war, till we get down to the time of Ezra, it makes sense now why the law had been burned. First of all, the most important part was only taught ear to ear, mouth to ear, orally. The rest of it kept by the hangers-on, the wannabes, the Leviticans, right? Who had no God, little judgment, and no learning, are the ones who are now usurping a tail that ain't got nothing to do with them. This is how the Jewish Ashkenaz, through their so-called Levi Cohen genetics, claim heritage to Moses, Abram. Levi is not a tribe. Levi is a house who the great Abram descends from. But his third great-grandfather, Levi, wasn't an Israelite. Do y'all know what Levi means? Mean join together. Look at this. To show you, it's two different people, man. She was talking about hating on Canaanites and all that. Nigga, you mixed with the Canaanite. That's how you came about.
That's the crazy thing that caught me, because I'm like, how you going to talk about the Canaanites when the definition of your God is rooted in Canaan? When we look at the etymology of El, that's a Canaanite deity. So I'm like, she don't have to back that up, because
yeah, and let's go show that there's two people real quick, right? Real quick. Sila.
Go ahead, okay.
It right here. This is the book of Esdras, if I'm not mistaken. It says 10 and 8. Regarding the faithists of Western Africa or continental Africa, right? Which Egypt is in. Guarding the faithists or tribes of Iz and Zerah, the Israelites of Africa, who for the most part called themselves what? Israelites. Suffice it to say that two branches still remained. right? It's those who lived under the oral law and those who lived under the written law, right? The latter, those who lived up under the written law, like Quran, Fope, the Hebrews, all them, were called Leviticans. This is why they have the Levitican law. But what does Levitican mean? That is hanger on and of imperfect flesh and spirit. The Leviticans were not scrupulous regarding war. This is why it's okay for you to go in there and kill up all these black people. They would keep wanting to call them Canaanites. No, these is black folks from Africa who, by the way, took y'all sorry asses in when the country was in drought. Be thankful. We go through what we go through. This is real life. But let's not act like your God didn't tell you it was okay to kill black people. The Leviticans were not scrupulous regarding war. Then y'all chop a girl up and send her in 12 pieces to start war. That man was directly a Levitican. Huh? They were not scrupulous regarding war or the preservation of your seed. You did mix with the Canaanite, who you hate so much. That's you. That's the whole story and understanding of Jacob and Esau, whether you understand it or not. That the modern day European and the modern day African are brothers. Who fought on side of King James? Jacobites. What they doing up in Europe? The Leviticans were not scrupulous regarding war and the preservation of their seed, and in consequence of their sins, they brought great shame upon the Israelites, the faithists, the Essenes, the Nazarene, the real ones. They brought great shame. These damn...
The real ones.
The real ones. They brought great shame upon them. And the Leviticans, examples, were evil. This is why they go to war. But look, and they gained in numbers, though, faster than the Oralites. Remember, there's an oral doctrine. And one nigga who prays gods and lords and spooks and all this stuff in a book. The real Israelites never praised no God. Never. It's only because of Anu Asaj, Lord and God, is even mentioned as being praised, which is false and phony, deifying the Creator as he is in the shape of a man. They could see. They look past the point when I brought out what is an idol. Anything with shape, form, and figure that's worship. Remember, niggas seen your God. Niggas put hands and feet on your God. They said Moses seen him face to face. And now it's saying that God, Lord, is a man of a man of war, and we know it was God who came and gave Moses the so-called 10 Commandments, and then it's revealed in Acts 7:53 that God who took upon the work of an angel came directly and gave that message to Moses. So the God acted as a man in the form of an angel, and this is why Acts 7:53 says Moses got the disposition from the angel. Don't say nothing about God. But until you understand man, God, and angel can and do equate to the same thing, you can't never vibe on a higher level.
Bow.
As for the Orlites, now look. These is the real. This your ancestors. They always knew that God wasn't the creator because they knew that God was the God and the creator was not the same thing. The world's people always oppressed them. As for the Orlites, the real Israelites, the one who lived by that oral doctrine, so-called because of their doctrines and teachings were secret and only spoken, being taught orally, man to man, woman to woman. They were non-resistant. They didn't war. So who is these niggas over in the Mideast talking about? They went to war with Assyria. They went to war with Babylon. They went to war with this. They went to war with their own tribes. Jacob went to war against Benjamin. Who is them niggas? If the real Israelites ain't fighting nobody, they were non-resistant and they own nothing, giving all things to the Rabbah, or the father of the public, for the public good. Their practice was love and harmony. Man, they was sacrificing babies after on that 40-year journey in that book. That's love, that's harmony. The text ain't harmonious. Look what the real Israelites do. Everything in the Bible, these so-called Israelites do the opposite. Their practice was love and harmony. Do I have to bring up the hundreds of wars these so-called Jews, these people who follow a God, a Lord, a Savior, the book, have got into? Do I really got to bring up all the wars? Huh? The real Israelites practice love and harmony. What y'all doing? Doing righteously in all things and trusting in the Creator, the Great Spirit, whom they worship under the name E-O-I. Oh, look, he kept saying, yeah, they're all black people, right? They're from the same line and all that. Yeah, we know. So what? So, flesh and blood will not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. All the prophets and seers were born from the Oralites. They don't come from the Leviticans. They don't practice that doctrine. And look at the same time in America. In America, these is faithists. If these people, these Aboriginal Americans, right?
Hey, Kosmon.
What up, though?
Say it again about the flesh and blood.
I'm saying that the flesh and blood, right, will not inherit the kingdom of the All High, will not make it to the Etherian heavens.
Bam. That's what I'm talking about.
So, yeah, we understand that all the prophets and seers was born of one line, yeah. But that wouldn't mean nothing if they wasn't doing right. Prophets can be wrong too.
Yes, sir.
Amen. But look, if you had took them same first of all, understand all the prophets. That means not only the ones in Africa, but the ones in India, the ones in China, the ones in America, all come from the same stock. Oh yeah, y'all ain't hip to the great prophet of America. Y'all know about Iwata. This your father, huh? You the sons of Iwata. But we also mix with the sons of Moshe. And we also mix with the sons of Capelia. Have you ever seen a coolie? Have you ever been to the West Indies? I bet you if you search your history, you're going to find somewhere back in there, you got some people who came from one of them islands. You search far back enough. They ain't come from over the seas. Now, had these people, right, these Faithists, right, in Gautama, which is the ancient astrological name for the Americas, right? If these same people were in Africa, they would have been called Israelites. The congruent term in the ancient Algonquin language is Egoquim. So an Israelite is a praiser of the Great Spirit, right? Egoquim means a praiser of the Great Spirit. This is why they call these people kindred. We got to get out of that, oh, I want to be first and big me, little you.
Yep. Yep.
Look at these people. Regarding the Faithists of ancient Gautama, the Aboriginal American, Negro, the Angui, they were little learned, but were peaceful and industrious. And except for the Ions, they compromised all inhabitants of the land. And every town was ruled over by a rabbi. This is in America. This is why when they say, oh, the earliest European chroniclers, Pizarro, Colombo, you dig what I'm saying? Vespucci, all these people say when they come over here, they brought a Hebrew interpreter, and they said that when the language was different, right? But they had certain correlating parts, as into where the people speaking the ancient Algonquin tongue could correlate with those of the Israelite stock, right? That came to America and been coming to America since 1553 BC. Oh yeah, it's a prophecy that's already been revealed. Ask yourself, what is a 49er? Who found the first gold in America? Was it white folks? Did a bunch of people migrate out there? Who were they? Look, and except for the Ions, they compromised all the inhabitants of the land. Now it's funny, right? Until you get to these Mongoloidal Asian type, quote unquote, Native Americans, right? Until you get to that type people who I say, this is what I say, they don't predate 1000 AD in the Americas. They came over 1000 AD during a mini ice age. The seas lowered, they hopscotched from the north, they came from the east. This is why their admixture is European and Asian. They're Eurasian, the Mongoloids. The people who are on the reservations today, right? Who don't look like us, who look like Chinese and Siberian people. Until you get to them, it's very curious. When you look at blood types, A, B, O, blood types, right? Predominantly, I mean, it's 100%. It's 100. Except for the quote-unquote Native American. Everybody else has an O blood type in the Americas. Did y'all know that? It could be O positive, O negative. Y'all, I also don't never hear nobody talk about the Diego blood. Huh? Y'all didn't even know about that. You could be positive or negative D. That's called Diego. Look it up. Kosmon don't be making this up. Right? As a matter of fact, let me see if I got some information on the blood types in America, right? Because they they like to pass by genetics, or you dig what I'm talking about, and they convolute a lot of things, man. They convolute a lot when it's a lot more simpler than they're actually letting on. You know what I mean? But look, and except for the Ions, they compromised all the inhabitants of the land, and they also lived without kings or governors. And every town was ruled over by a rabbi, and a combination of towns was ruled by a chief rabbi, a seshim. In America, these are called seshim. Also later on called Honga. And the tribes, this is a shaman, seshim. And the tribes were made into states. Look at that. The tribes were made into states with chief rabbis as representatives. And these states were united into a great government called the Egoquim, or the Algonquin in the anglicized pale-faced tongue. The word is Egoquim. Right? Don't we have a great government that says out of many, one? Huh? Do we not have great states today? Huh? Is not the government of the United States taken directly 100% from the laws written by the Haudenosaunee, who you call Iroquois today? The people of the Longhouse, the great Algonquin, who still call themselves Ongui, first men. Huh? Did not Jehovah say, I will come in the Iroquois and the Haudenosaunee? The Algonquin, the great Algonquin, the Negroid Americans. This is a language, but this be pre-language, right? It means the Great Spirit out of many one. And all the governments were made and maintained for the benefits of the tribes that might suffer by famines or fevers. And yet there was not one tyrant or dictator among all these people. You always knew you lived in harmony. You not these warrior types. Do you got some of that blood in you? Yeah. You gotta have it. A lot of times, you dig what I'm talking about? Many of our people were warred out of existence. You know what I mean? So, let me see if I can bring this thing up on the genetics. I'll find it. Man, if anybody want to jump in, man, you dig what I'm talking about? We're just building. You dig what I'm talking about? I don't want to hog the mic. Y'all brothers come on in, man. It's just so much. You dig what I'm talking about? Trying to explain this to a person, man, who refuses to get it. They're trying to fight it instead of reading it. What you talking about? You talking about the spirits, slave master, and all this shit. You dig what I'm talking about? Your God tell us to obey the slave master. Our God tell us what our Creator tell us what happened to slave master. Huh? He tell us what happened.
The little intricacies in between the scripts. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Look at this. Book of the prophet. Y'all talking about slaves. Your God say it's okay. Look what Owaspy say. This talking about slave master here in America. It's talking about white folks and their descendants right now, 2023.
Hey, Kosmon, hold up right quick. You know, the trip about it, the how the WASP break it down is something is a missing key that ain't even is not even mentioned in the Bible on the things that they even need to validate for what they're even talking about.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they don't have a primary source. You know what I mean?
Because
it's difficult. You dig what I'm saying? When I can go in your text and I ask you a simple question. You claim Yeshua is your brother and you follow him and all that. And I just ask one simple question. What year was he born? I can go in that Bible and pull out 3 different times that Yeshua was born.
right.
We ask a simple question. What happened to the slaves? What happened to slave master? Huh? What's going on in the heavens? Did they get away with it? Is God not doing nothing? Huh? Look what Owaspy say. And the living have become corrupt and wicked at heart, nor do they prosper in anything under the sun. And when they die as to mortality, their souls enter the next world to become environed or encapsulated with the hate of their former slaves. So we know who we talking about. In companies of millions do the spirits of darkness encompass them, beating them down. So yeah, they didn't get away with nothing. And watch this. Understand? You want to understand why your God say the things will be passed down to the generations after you, and then after that say they won't be? Watch. In companies of millions do the spirits of darkness encompass them, and there is no resurrection for slave master or for any of them to any of the higher heavens. Neither doth it avail them good to pray for the good to pray for the priest, nor for the church to help them. For the evil. Look what Owaspy is saying. This is why God don't want you to read this. He don't want you to wake up. Because God did this. Christ did this. Christ offered chattel slavery in America. It came through the Bible. Neither doth it avail any good to pray to the priest or the church to help them. For the evil that was done must be compensated in every fraction. You messed it up, you got to clean it up. No getting away from this. No, you treated my grandma bad. You treated great-grandma and great-great-grandma and them bad. Stole their land, you killed them, you raped them, colonized them, called them everything in the world, a nigger, a black, a colored, a freeman, a freedman, Indian. Native, you call them everything in the world, but a child of the Most High. You enslaved them. You POW'd them. Huh? You indentured them. And then didn't pay. Guess what that's called? Slavery. The spirits of the slaves. So we know who we talking about. WASP don't mince no words. They don't beat around the bush. They don't give a damn what you believe. Talking about today. We got a benefit of being able to know how to solve this. As a matter of fact, as a faithist, our whole mission is to set up systems to close the gap between the haves and the have-nots. Huh? That is faithism.
Yes, sir.
We don't talk our religion, we walk it. The spirits of the slaves are in ignorance and crime. Let it sink in. And that God putteth upon thee that till thou hast turned to and lifted them up, even with thyself, thou shalt find no peace of soul. We're talking about slave master. And until you make that, you beat grandma to death. Y'all said she was born a slave, died a slave. Hold on. I'll catch up with you, bro. Hold on. I'll catch up with you. The spirits of the slaves are in ignorance and crime. Listen. He said, I put it upon thee. He talking to slave master. To all the people who was with it. The whole government. Everybody who was with it. Till you has turned to and lifted them up in the spirit. Even with thyself higher, thou shalt find no peace of soul. Oh yeah, we know what master going through. Oh yeah. Neither shalt thou raise to the heavens of thy God. Oh, y'all holier than now. Oh, I'm going to raise up to the heavens with Jesus. No, you ain't. You going to get down here and you going to clean up this mess you made. Oh, you can't get away from it. Oh, but I didn't enslave your ancestors. Oh, we got something for you too. Watch this. Neither shalt thou raise to the heavens of thy God. Moreover, even as thou dost this day, today, even as you do it today, you curse the race. You have neglected and despised niggas. Told us we was from Africa. As if it mattered. Moreover, even as thou do this day, 2023, as you do this day, curse the race thou hast neglected and despised. Look what OWASP saying. This is why they trying to hide it. They keep saying, oh, that's a white man book. Look what the white man bringing out.
Yeah, man.
The white man whooping on your God right now. That's
Head
why
busting.
way. Moreover, even as thou dost this day, curse the niggas who thou hast neglected and despised, so dost thou sink thyself in deeper bondage. We talking about y'all that's living. Yeah.
Hey, Kosmon, check the backstage.
Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Private chat. Yo. Okay. What I'm looking for?
Mally said he was in the backstage. I don't know if he's still back there or not. He might have went off though.
Yeah, I don't see him.
All right, my bad.
Look what they say, though, yo. Look what they say, bro. We talking about today. Even as you do curse the niggas today. The same people you've always neglected and despised. So dost thou sink thyself in deeper bondage. For as Jehovih, the Creator, quickened in the life all the living, and thus made him his children, so are they thy brothers and sisters. Nor hath anyone any prestige in the sight of our Father, who is over all. Look at this, watch this. Look what he say. Till thou can take them into thy heart and soul. Who? These people you so mistreated. You disenfranchised. Huh? You Jim Crowed. You blacklawed. You colonized. Until you can take them into thy heart and soul and say, my brother and my sister, listen, in this world, it's not no spooky shit. We're talking about right now. And until you can do that, grandpa can't rise. Until you can do that, you can't rise. Good white folk, you better get on. Fucked up racist white folk, you better start turning them out. You better start putting them on blast. Because they got you looking like this. But I know some people who didn't took me in their arms, white brothers, sisters. Call me their brother and their sister today. Treat me like gold. Love me. Tons of them. Y'all better start calling out the ones that's undercover, hating. Because look, right? Until you can turn to them and say, my brother, my sister, in this world, right now, today, there shall be no prosperity for thy people. That means death. That means extinction. There shall be no prosperity for thy people. Till you get black folks together. Till we get our 40 acres and a mule. Till we get our tribes back. The great Egoquim, the great Algonquin, till we set up our own nation. Ain't shit gonna be right in this motherfucker. They hate when I put it like that. You're supposed to be soft, Kosmon. Come on, Jehovah wouldn't like that. You a lie. Jehovah said one of my greatest weapons is shame. I just hold up the mirror. And even so, shall it continue in the next world. You can't get away from this. Ain't no get away from this. What's going to happen? The prophet said, these are the judgments of God. Right? Hold on. Let me go back one. What did it say? Book of the prophet. The prophet said, these are the judgments of God, the Son of Jehovah. Right? So God is the Son, not the Father. That God, he the brother. God the brother, not the Father. The Creator, the Great Spirit is the Father. Look in your soul. Ask yourself these questions. You've always known God, that big man in the sky, couldn't be creator. The nigga who got whooped by Jacob couldn't be the creator. You've always had these questions. Why are you answering them now? Is because we've been dumbed down. We forgot. They done religified us for so long. Now we think we need another man. God holdeth thee for the iniquities of all thy people, wherein thou wert part to the crimes committed to the nation who saith, behold me, my people are free, and all men participate in the governments of men, so shalt thou be bound. Oh yeah. So when you was talking that all men are equal in the Constitution, you didn't tell us that all men are equal except niggas. You didn't tell us that you wrote us out. Jaja ain't letting you get away with that. You bound. Both in this world and the next. Ain't no getting away with this. If you thought George Washington got away with this, he didn't. You thought Pizarro got away with this? The remnants of the storm of ignorance and death he brought to this country is still ravaging this country. They didn't get away with it. Wherein thou didst bind thy people in slavery. Yeah, you was talking that old freedom shit. But you bind it. You put a people in slavery, the aboriginal, to the land. Told him he was African. This nigga looking all over the Atlantic trying to put some shit together because he don't know who the hell he is. He got ward out of him. He got religion up out of it. He got indoctrinated. He ain't want to walk. So he went to your school. He went to your monasteries. They didn't know no better. Jaja say they can't get away with it. Wherein thou didst bind thy people in slavery, the Aboriginal American. This only happened to one people in America. The judgment of thy God is upon all thy people. Nevertheless, doubly bound is he who directly held his fellow man in bondage. They didn't get away. Nor hath Jehovah, who is over all, limited his times and seasons by the death of any man. So you ain't no getting away. Every time you beat that man into submission and he died, he got the right to wait on you. When you die, drag you into a place of noxious gases, burning fires for your spirit. Is it just to reap what you sow? Can you plant apple seeds and grow oranges? But they who commit crime shall answer in the next world for the sins done in this one. You can't get away with it. Remember, the whole point of slavery was to do nothing. To have the work done for you. And because thy slaves went out in darkness and have become wandering spirits dwelling in ignorance around about the earth, there is no resurrection for them in this day. What happened to your God? What happened to Jesus? These people prayed to Jesus and still became wandering spirits, dwelling in ignorance around the earth. There is no resurrection for them in this day. The heavens of thy God are above them, nor have they put away the vengeance in their hearts because of the injustice done them in mortality. This is what I wanted to show the brother J. Hey, Judah, we understand what you're saying. We ain't got to justify it. You got to clean up what you mess up. The universe will make you get right. We ain't got to walk. Nor have they put away the vengeance in their hearts because of the injustice done to them in mortality, in real life. Tens of millions of them loiter about in their old places. Look at that. I heard a story one time where a guy said he went in one of the underwater cities. What's they flooded the black Aboriginal cities in the South, and one is at Lake. Oh wow, man,
Lanier.
Lake Lanier, right?
Yeah, in Georgia.
Yeah, Lake Lanier, right?
Yep.
They went and swam and did an excavation on the town at the bottom of Lake Lanier, right? One of the it was like 3-4 of them down there all at one time, and they all said that they all had the feeling that one, that they were being watched, right? And two, right, that a couple of them got grabbed and pulled, you dig what I'm talking about, for a second, like it was trying to drown them or something, by an entity that they couldn't see. So it's interesting when they say, right, and they came back and reported this. You dig what I'm talking about? And they won't go back down there. And they say that the slaves went out in darkness and they become wandering spirits, dwelling in ignorance about the earth, right? There is no resurrection for them in the day. The heavens of thy God are above them, nor have they put away the vengeance in their heart because of the injustice done in mortality. Tens of millions of them loiter about in their old places. Remember, the bro Selah, you did what I'm talking about. He got a picture that we got from Tahuti. Old picture that you got from Tahuti. And you see the ancestor like standing on the porch. You can see her. You know what I mean? This ain't a far stretch. Y'all believe in angels and gods, but you can't make the connection between man and spirit.
Right. They keep it in the book, but don't want to actually put it on the actual thing on the earth.
Yeah. So that just hit my mind when they was talking about they loiter around about in old places. And how many stories have we ever heard about about haunted houses?
Ah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Real talk.
sir.
How many spirits, the millions of videos
Paranormal.
You dig what I'm talking about? How many times we didn't heard about these paranormal events? They even got EMF readers now, you know what I mean, to catch electromagnetic activity moving across the room and the shape be like a man. You dig what I'm talking about?
Yes,
Showing what Owaspy is saying is correct, that spirit is part of the three-way mix and can be, it has substance. That this is a three-way mix, not a two-way mix. It's not just spirit and flesh. This is spirit, flesh, and ether. The great sublimator. You know what I mean? So, seeing that all these, everybody, okay, my thing is, all these millions of shows and things we done seen about angels and having interactions with God. Many of us I got about 10 stories off the top of my head that I could directly talk about ghost shit. Spooky stuff. One of the ghosts broke my homeboy. Did basically the same thing that they said happened to Jacob, that he touched him on the hip and he broke his hip. I got a homeboy named Mike Cavalier. Same thing happened to him. Spirit took over him, man. That nigga was in the basement looking crazy. You dig what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna front like I went all the way down. I didn't. I just went where I could see him. His girl touched that nigga started screaming. Ah! He instantly fell on the ground. His hip was broke. Just a minute ago, you was locked in the basement. We had to take the knob off the door and it still wouldn't open. Lights down there. He down there screaming bloody murder. And then once we get the light to come on and we can peek our head down there, this nigga just standing there. What? Man, listen. It was a dude who we used to stay at this house called I would never forget this. It's on the Maynard. It's a little town right outside of Mount Clemens, Michigan, right north of Detroit, right? It's called Quinn Road or Clinton Township, right? We moved at this house, 34354 Maynard, right? I'm about 10. Well, no, I'm about 9. I say it's about 87. I'm about 9 years old, right? When we moved there, I think it was 87. And the lady comes with my mom, to show, to open up the house and show us the house and all that stuff. You dig what I'm talking about? So the lady is talking to my mom outside. They open up the door, and we go running in the house to, try to claim up who room. That's my room. Blah, blah, blah. You dig what I'm saying? So when you walk into the house, the living room is connected with the dining room, right? And then there's one hallway to your left, and you go back towards the left of the house. It's like a ranch style, and it's 2 rooms on your left, and it's a room straight ahead, which ended up being mine, and a room to the right, which is the bathroom, right? Now we walking in. Now it ain't but 3, 4, 5 steps till you get from the door to the hallway that lead back to the rooms, right? I'm about, I'd say about 8, 9. I'm about 9, right? And so my sister, like 6. We run up in there trying to claim our rooms, and when we get to the hallway, written in blood, bro, leaking wet blood. is the name Freddie, right? Freddie, Freddy, right? Freddie. So we see the blood, we like, oh, we run out the crib. We so excited we can't hardly get out. There's blood on the wall. You know what I mean? And they like, what the hell is y'all talking about? So the lady and my mom come in the crib. We look at the wall, ain't nothing there. Wall look fresh, brand new, painted. Nothing is there. Me and my sister know we ain't crazy. My mama ended up still getting the crib. We stayed there for some years. Now, over the time, this spirit, we end up calling him, I don't even know how. I guess because of the name that was on the wall, we start calling him Freddie. Now, we had deadbolt locks on our door. It was only one deadbolt. Now, Freddie used to do all type of shit, but this is when we knew Freddie was real. And then I'm gonna tell you some more. You could only get in our house with a deadbolt with a key on either side. So you had to unlock it with a key on either side. We was watching, it was a Thursday night. We was watching Cosby Show. We had a big old TV, a big leather couch sectional, and we watching Cosby's. Out of nowhere, mind you, you need a key. You have to have a key to unlock the door from the inside. Not only inside, but outside. There is no like click it, turn it thing. You dig what I'm saying? You got to have the key. We sitting there watching the thing. We hear that big old lock hit, click, clack, click. And Freddie had fucked up so many doors and threw the door open so many times. We put one of them big springs on the back of the door, right? This time the door went click, clack, click, unlocked by itself. Me and my sister watching this. My mama is in the kitchen cooking, so she ain't but round the corner. And the door swing open like the police kicked it, and knocked the handle, the stopper, everything into the wall. It's stuck. It's stuck, right? We jump up like, oh, mom, Freddie tripping. And you dig what I'm talking about? My mama stick her head around the corner and say, Freddie, you stop all that shenanigans and carrying on. You dig what my mama didn't cut. She said, you stop all that, them shenanigans and carrying on. Do you know that the door that was stuck in the wall, and she said, close that door. Do you know the whole handle, the whole everything, there's no way you could have just pulled that door out of the wall. Bro, the door came out of the wall by itself. Pause for a second. It took some strength to get it out the wall. Pause for a second. Closed. Wham! Slam real close. And then locked back by itself. I can't make it up. Click, clack, click it with no key. We end up moving in 1991 after I had an experience where I just wouldn't go back to the crib. I had experience that summer, and Freddie moved a fan. He moved it from one whole socket to the other side of the table, and to get up under there, you would have had to get up under the table to plug it in. And on the whole other side, man, I got the hell out that house. We had to move. I wouldn't go back. I didn't go back the whole summer. I stayed with my cousin Rosano and my auntie Tussie and them. Never did go back to that house. We end up moving in 1991. I end up going to school at this other place called Sterling, out in Sterling Heights. at this place called Carlton Middle School, right? And we moved in like 91. When we leaving, right, and get in the house together, you dig what I'm talking about? They were seeing people over to, you know, make sure the house was cool and all that. We find out from our next door neighbor and from the people who come inspect the house, right, that we had a back patio, that the stairs, the downstairs, to go to the basement, you know, it was like a railing right there. You dig what I'm talking about? So to get to the window and be able to clean it, you would have to stand on the railing and then lean over. You dig what I'm talking about? To the other side of the wall, put your foot over the stairs, right? Come to find out, this is a true story, y'all. The man, it was a man who took care of the houses, right? Who was puttying, doing some putty work on that back wall by the window, and he leaning over the back bottom stairs and slipped and fell, and the putty knife hit him in the neck and killed him. Guess what his name was? Freddie. That's a real story. I call my mama. This is a real story. This happened for years. Years and years and years. You dig what I'm talking about? Fast. Frankie was a real living person that my next door neighbors knew. We didn't know till after we was moving that we told them about Frankie. Did y'all know somebody named Frankie? Yeah. Frankie was the guy who used to fix on the house. He died in the house because he was puttying the back wall and slipped and fell, and the putty knife hit him in the neck. Freddie. Crazy. Real talk. You dig what I'm talking about? That's real talk. So these is just personal experience. I got more. You dig what I'm talking about? You right, man. You right. Spirit world more real than the physical world. Correct. One time a spirit came and sat between me and my homeboy Maestro. You know how you had the couches? I used to be friends. Y'all ever heard of the kicker, Eddie Murray, who's the kicker for the Lions? His son was my homeboy, little Eddie. So we used to be over his grandma's house a lot, right? And she had this plastic over the furniture. And to make a long story short, we was in there smoking, you know, chilling and passing the blunt around, man. And literally, I was sitting on one end of the couch. My dog sitting on one end of the couch. He passed me the thing, bro. And as soon as he passed it to me, we looking at, you know, each other. We got, you know, right in the middle of something set down. You could see the butt imprint, the plastic squeak and everything. We jumped up out that. We like, oh, you think what I'm talking about? We both seen it. You could feel it. Something set down. You know what I mean? So, man, I got tons of stories. Tons of stories. Just weird stuff. You dig what I'm talking about? Weird stuff, man. Shit, even how I found a waspy was weird. You dig what I'm talking about? Weird, just weird, bro. But, you know, just to wrap it up real quick, man. We went on FOPE, man. Yeah. I just wish, you know, people could be genuine. You know what I mean? Wish they could be genuine. If you wanted to really know, ask the question and then let us break it down. Don't try to give us your opinion about something you don't know nothing about.
And you know too, man, like, and this ain't passing no judgment on anybody, but that kind of like lets you know, man, like folks that's actually had the spiritual experience. You feel me?
Yeah.
This filters out who has actually had the spiritual experience versus people that read books and never had a spiritual experience. Not saying that, they, not looking down upon them, but it's just, once a person has had spiritual experience, man, it's on a whole nother level. Plus the books to confirm it.
That's basically the difference between believing and knowing. Experience. You know what I mean? Because you could believe all you want, but when you know, it hit different.
Man, it hit different, man.
It hit different.
It hit different, man.
Homework. You did what I'm talking about when you really did your homework and you can show what you saying. Look at this. Look at this. Let me just show. If I said, let me show this real quick. Let me pull it up so everybody can see it. If I said that the drug epidemic, the hatred, the negative birth rate in nature of who we call the pale European today is caused by these evil demonic spirits that are reacting upon the children of slave master. If I said that, if I said this is why you have a negative birth rate, I could then turn around and say, and they, them people you hated and despised in spirit, and they pursue the living, not just the dead. They pursue the living with wrath, tormenting them day and night with evil inspirations. Right? If I said this is the cause of your negative birth rate, I'm not saying it because I'm saying it. I'm saying it because there is an unseen cause to every seen cause. To everything seen has an unseen cause. Could it be that these spirits of vengeance, great grandma and them, remember? Yeah, listen, on the eastern shore of America, man, especially places like Baltimore, they had some of the biggest slave breeding stations. You know what I mean? You don't believe that woman is angry? And once you find out that it's tens of millions of them, funny, they also say, the disease killed about 10 million of these quote unquote Aboriginal Americans. Yeah, the disease, yeah. Funny. WASPy say it's tens of millions of them. Y'all killed them. Try to put it on no disease. No, you did it. Tens of millions of them loiter about in their old places, even as they lived on earth, but with evil intent on the living. And a plethora of time in the spirit world to prepare, to know how to move. How are they moving? They pursue the living. Slave master, son, daughter, great grandchildren in them. Is this the cause of your negative birth rate? If I showed you this, and of making a tie, am I lying? Especially when you didn't know. WASPy gives you a different point of view. It allows you to see things from a higher level, to put things truly in perspective. You dig what I'm talking about? The crazy part that people don't want to do, you know, that they don't want to, you know what I mean? That they don't want any higher understanding, man, is odd to me. If I had a dude who I knew was a gangster, who I knew was 10 toes down, I ain't got to think about it. I done seen his actions. I'm watching his character. I'm doing everything. And he's saying to me, bro, I ain't telling you what to believe, but check this shit out. On the strength of that, I know he's solid. I at least look at it. Then judge it. That's all we saying. Don't come with 5-second Google searches. Now, you see, he didn't want me to talk at the end because I was going to expose that whole Masonic shit. You know what I mean? Anybody want to see that that's bullshit, nigga? I bet anybody. $1,000. Bet still open. Show us what Masonic order JBN was in, what lodge he was in, what year he got put on, by who. You dig what I'm talking about? Show us a record of him ever being Masonic.
Plus, nobody brought out that King James was a Mason, and that's official.
Right, that's official. That's
official.
You dig what I'm talking about? Now, when I say the nigga who wrote your book is a Mason, I ain't got to hem and haw and look around. I can go right to the source. See who put him on, when they put him on, what order he is, what rank he is. You just can't make up this shit because you in your feelings about being black and white. You hurt that you've been duped. What we saying is join the club. You ain't the only one. And the shit don't feel good. So to understand that these great revelations found within WASPy are actually coming about, boy, it take that pressure up off a nigga. Oh, I don't gotta burn in hell forever for doing some little finite bullshit. Shout out to the GOAT. You dig what I'm talking about? Say something. Yeah. See, when you actually have, this is what Brian said. Something still have to have a spiritual, someone still has to have a spiritual experience to make them realize it is real life. Now, until you've had a spiritual experience, I think it's really be impossible for anybody to explain that to you. But when you've had a spiritual experience, the proof that you had it and you know it's true is that it changes you. There is no way you can be the same.
No way.
No way you can be the same.
No way.
You didn't astro travel though. You did what I'm talking about. You didn't really sit and talk to your great grandmother. It hit different when you don't get in a machine and go through time. You go into self, and time come to you. This is what OWASP teaching. OWASP teaching prophecy is not guesswork. And this is why, look at all the prophecies that have failed since 1848. Look at them. Go through all the religions. Just type in how many prophecies have failed since 1850.
Man,
How many religious prophecies have failed?
Especially even in the Christian church, like the Baptist guy with James Smythe, I think his name was. They had a, I believe it was like 1609 when that first came out, and everybody was dressing up in like white sheets or some shit like that, and
Yeah.
they had a prophecy and it never came to pass. Like there's been several so-called spiritual figures down even through the centuries that had these so-called prophecies that never come to pass.
Hey, do you remember the brother, I forget, he was an old head from ISUPK, who used to say that the world was going to end in the year 2000?
Oh, you talking about Bibbins or whatever his name was? Uh,
I forget his
I
name.
know who you talking about though. I know who you talking
Yeah.
about.
He was one of the first guys who co-signed the 12 tribes chart.
Yeah, I know exactly who you talking about.
But yeah, remember he came out with a prophecy that the world was going to end in 2000 and all that. Man, it's been shameful. Look at the Jehovah's Witnesses. All the prophecies they put out, you dig what I'm talking about, that didn't come true. Look at the Latter-day Saints. Look at the Christians. Look at the Baptists. Look at the Methodists. Look at the Protestants. Look at the Calvinists. They done came out wrong so many times. They got a whole science of explaining away what actually happened called apologetics. Oh, Mally says Araya. Yep, that's his name.
Yeah, Aria.
Yep, Araya. I dare one of you mealy mouth Negroes to pull up what order JBN was in when he joined on. Or are you just mumble mouthing? Because you did a 2-second Google search, and because Google say he a Mason. Google say his headstone got Masonic rights on it. Oh, yeah, it's right. Oh, Google say he buried in a Masonic grave. Did you ever even go look to see who writing that? Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Who is writing that? These the same people who gave you your prophecies that didn't come true? Don't question me.
Yeah, his government was Abba Bibbins. That's what I was referring to.
Say it again.
His gut, well, he was also known as Abba Bibbins.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, facts. You dig what I'm talking about? So we done brought out already that it's two different people. And you talking about some Canaanite shit, man, we can just go in and show simply that you from them people. That's why they call you Jew today. That's why you think you in the tribe of Judah, and you first of all, you think Moses went east. We saying them ain't even the Israelites. Remember, they told you it was two people. One nigga who needed a book, and one nigga who didn't. I'm saying they in two different places. The Levitican, the hanger-on, the wannabe, the tribe of Judah, the Jew, stayed in the Middle East. He went east. He a Levitican. He had a book. He praised the God. Praised David too. Solomon, Saul, went to war. Unscrupulous with war and spreading his seed. So yeah, you mix right in with the Israelite. I mean with the Canaanite, who is really Aboriginal Africans, Hamitic men. And just to say Canaanite or that you live in the land of Canaan don't mean you a Canaanite. People migrated to Canaan. Ever heard of the people known as the Phoenicians? They're not from Africa. They're not from Canaan, Northeast Africa. That's where they migrated to. These are Persian people. Uh-oh. Yep, out of the same stock who go on to produce Abram, Moshe, Yeshua. Huh? So we know they Negroes. Remember, we got the only book to tell you what Abram, Yeshua, and Moses look like. Other than that, you just think you know he a nigga. It's black like the tents of Kedar, face ass nigga. And remember, if your God can be seen, let me show this. Let me go back. Let me go to this real quick. You know what I mean? If your God can be seen, if he has substance, right? If somebody seen this nigga, if he looked like something, he ain't the creator. The creator can't be seen. He ever present. He everywhere. You dig what I'm talking about? Hold on. Right here. Make sure everybody can see that. Let me get that off the page right there. Make sure everybody can see that. Remember, John seen the God and seen the nigga standing next to him. And he was sitting down. That means he had legs. Your God himself say he a man of war. Moses seen him face to face, and then he turned his back on him and dropped it like it was hot for Moses. He showed him his hind paws. Your God got hind parts? What? This ain't the creator of sun, moon, and stars, nigga. Is this why he lost him in the garden? Let me show you what your God is. The question is asked in Owaspi. This is Book of Safa. What is an idol? Right? Now you can see they God, right, Brown Yogi? I'm not making this up, Emma. John sent they God. Jesus sent them. Moses sent them. Jacob whooped them. Right? He a big man in the sky. So that means he got form and figure in the shape of a man. So the question is asked simply in Owaspi. See, this is clarity. This is what they don't want. I must warn you, the information we are bringing you may cause cognitive dissonance. What is an idol? Anything. Anything. A man, a statue of ball, a cross, anything. Right?
Hey, you know what a trip too, man. In the book of knowledge, it says even certain words are not.
Right.
Certain words can be an idol. Trip.
Now look, remember, his God then shown his hind parts. Right? So anything that has form and figure that is worshipped is an idol. Their God was seen. Their God is El. Their God got seen with other niggas who look like men. Even God looked like a man and did the work of a malak, an angel. He delivered the message himself. The question goes on further. Who is God? A spirit with a heavenly throne believed by people in darkness to be the creator of all things. So if you think the creator of all things is called God, you are one of these people in darkness. Let it sink in. It hit different when you actually know what the fuck you talking about. Oh, the Savior who's going to come back. Oh, the Savior. I'll rock their world. What is a Savior? Familiar spirit of Druja. Huh? A dark one, a demon, an atmosphere, which by the ancients was called the lower heavens. Huh? The underworld. Saviors are tyrants who make slaves of other spirits, who believe in them. See, it's a problem. If you got to believe in your God, that's a problem. See, you can't believe and know the same thing. You can't know a thing and believe in it. You know your mama, your mama. You don't believe your mama is your mama. Right? So we rocking their whole understanding, man, making them raise up. When you talk about God, when I talk about God, I'm talking about this nigga who people believe is the creator, but it's not. An angel, a spirit, a one-time man. That if you are praising this one-time man who has the form and figure of another man, you are worshiping an idol. Just deal with it. Deal with it. You know what I mean? So we ain't tripping on nothing. You dig what I'm talking about? Like I always tell them, we ain't teaching what you believe. We don't care what you believe. We ain't teaching what you know. I'm telling you about stuff you don't know. So how are you going to question me about something you don't know nothing about? And the only reason you know anything about it is because you did a 5-second Google search and tried to cherry pick some bullshit that can get shot. We shoot holes through that shit over here. We don't believe old Waspy. We don't got to. It say prove it. Judge it. When you find out that you ain't got a spiritual book.
How many books out of all ones popular and even unknown tell you to judge me? Test me out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, none of them. Not only do it give you
Huh.
the judgment, then they don't never tell you what the hell happened after you die. I'm talking about step by step. Lay out my next 1,000 years for me. What's going to happen? Directly. At least give me a vague surmise, even if you make it up. Tell me something. Show me what you got to give me. Show me what you're working with. Quiet. Crickets. Church mice pissing on cotton. Nada. Zilch. Zero. I asked these boys in the beginning, right in the beginning of the Bible, he said created the heavens and the earth. I still ain't got an answer yet. I just asked him how he created. Show us the system and the method, huh? In real time, how he does it. And even if you try to fall back on Big Bang, all right, show us in real time something banging and creating something alive or a world or anything. Big Bang states nothing became something and something blew up. Prove it. So when we ask, yo, God, how? Okay, you made the world, nigga. Yeah. Everybody always capping. Everybody had the big ride and the finest girl. And yeah. We hear you. How you make it? And show us in real time. Because if you really the creator, that process that you started that long ago is still going on. It's got to be a representative, a sign in creation today. How else would you prove the creator except by his creation? I don't like when I talk to him like that. But it's okay. You know what I mean? Well, look, man, we've been in here almost 2 hours, man. Me and the Bronze Yo going in this thing back to back, man. This was light.
Like
yeah,
what?
yeah, it was. I should have just went live and taught. You know what I mean? We'd have got more in. So
Now we got something out of this too.
Oh yeah, we dropped a light bomb over there.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
You get what I'm talking about? That dark ass shit can't grow in the light. Yeah, you dig what I'm talking about? Them disorganized ass Negroes showed their disharmony, showed that they not with the creator. Only one of us was up there talking about the creator. They talked about God and Lord and all these goofy niggas, Jeebus and all that. Nigga, we ain't talking about none of that. That's the book of the prophet. Hit me at Kosmon Cal TV at Gmail in the back, and I'll shoot you the copy of the book of the prophet. You dig what I'm talking about? That's from the book of the prophet, VP man.
And you know, bro, even from what you read tonight, the certain movements that are led by, whatever spirit that is ran by, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, black folks here in the Americas, you know what I'm saying, with the Hebrew roots, Hebrew movement, you know what I'm saying? There's a particular void that folks is looking to fulfill, like especially when it comes to redemption. You know what I'm saying? They treated the ancestors and so on so this way. But what you done read tonight is the fulfillment of that void knowledge-wise. And that's from them neglecting to read it, you know what I'm saying? That's what they missing out on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get that from the Bible. It's not gonna happen. This gives you in detail what it is when it comes to things of that nature. The redemption or the and I hate to say it like that, the great payback. You know what I'm saying? What you read tonight was what is missing. And if they get a grasp for that, then their nerves can kind of be at ease to a degree.
Hey, well, look, man, I'm gonna cut it short, man. I'm gonna go pick up my shorty real quick. Go get the short leggers, like my brother say. And the sister, just to end on a good note, she right. I was told a long time ago that believing and knowing are two different things.
Everything.
Fact. You know what I mean? With that, You know, all praises to the creator. Shout to my brother Bronze Yoke. Bronze Yoke, man. Hey, while I got you here, can you mix in because me and Kev is getting the recording, man. We for everybody who don't know, Kosmon, I'm about to put that album out. You know what I mean? And we doing the OWASP album, the Creator Gang album.
Yeah.
So my thing is this, right? When I get to doing my thing, man, is you gonna mix and master my joint for me, man?
I could probably put it on the ones and twos, mix and match, and Taylor will probably take care of that.
Huh?
Taylor probably gonna take care of that one.
Okay.
Yeah, the mastering part. It's the whole science when it comes to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
We get the crack mix down. You dig what I'm talking about? Then let them boys go do that mixing and mastering on that thing. That thing turn it into something different.
It's gonna be hot, man. For real.
Yeah, I gotta get you on some joints, yo. Definitely you be having some heat too, man. Y'all go check out Bronze Yoke Report on YouTube too, man. You dig what I'm talking about? And he on the Creator Gang page, so go to the Creator Gang. It's Creator Gang TV. Creator Gang TV, man. You dig what I'm talking about? VP Man talk about he mix and master too. You dig what I'm talking about? Kosmon gas too. I'm gas, man. Listen, I ain't no front. I got heat.
You got some burners, bro. You got some burners, man.
Man, bro, they ain't even ready. And this the OWASP flow. Y'all ain't even know Kosmon when he was doing the gangster at the top of the list. You dig what I'm talking about? You dig what I'm saying about? Y'all don't even know. But look, all praises to the great spirit, man. One love to my brother Bronze Yoke for coming through, man.
Man.
Love you, brother. You dig what I'm talking about? We gonna collab on some hot shit. Me, you, KFC La. You dig what I'm talking about? Get Mally.
Already.
Get Job Way. Get everybody up in there. You dig what I'm talking about? Everybody who got something to add. You dig what I'm talking about? We're gonna put them on that Creator Gang.
Man, it's a collective, man. It's a collective. You know what we on. You know what I'm saying? So VP man, we're gonna be checking you out, man.
For sure, man. Y'all keep your head up, man. Creator Gang, man. I love y'all. Kosmon, man. Breathe in, let the light in. Ma.
Bronze out.